Hi, welcome to another story of Paula's Mystery and Paranormal Cases. Case File Number 2, The DeFeo Family Murder. Sisimulan ko ang storya sa mag-asawang George at Catherine Lutz. December 1975, when the Lutzes began house hunting. They came upon 112 Ocean Avenue in New York and found this house. Medyo mataas ang asking price kesa sa budget nila, pero sa halagang $1,800 ay sulit na ito sa napakagandang bahay. Although nakapagtataka ito, ay hindi na ito inalala ng mag-asawang Catherine at George. Binili nila ang bahay. Kasama ang kanilang 3 anak ay nanirahan sila dito. Hindi man relihiyoso ang pamilyang Lutz, ay pinili pa rin nilang ipabless ang bahay na ito. Habang nagliligpit ng gamit ang pamilya, si Father Pecoraro ay nasa itaas na kwarto at nagdarasal. And as soon as he splashed holy water, the father heard a voice that said, "Get out." Hindi ito sinabi ni Father Pecoraro sa mag-asawa, ngunit sinabihan niya ito na hanggat maaari ay huwag gawing bedroom ang kwarto na ito at mas maigi kung hindi sila papasok dito. But did they stay out? They wish they did. After a few days, the Lutzes started noticing strange things. At first, it was just sounds. Door slamming, footsteps, strange mumblings, at hindi umiinit sa bahay no matter how much heat they put on. Kaya't umaga man o gabi ay laging open ang kanilang fire chimney. And sometimes, George would see demonic faces in the fire. Ang anak naman nila na si Missy, na 5-year-old back then, began talking to an imaginary friend named Jody. Also, a strange green slime would ooze out from the walls and through keyholes. Ang mga bintana at pinto naman ay bastang bigla na lang nasisira without any reason they would know of. There was this one night kung saan nakita umano ni George na nag-transform ang kanyang asawa into a witch. He would also see hoof prints into the snow leading to their house, and George would strangely wake up every 3:15 in the morning. One night, he heard his children's door slamming, but he couldn't do anything about it because he was paralyzed in bed by an unseen force. Later that same night, he saw his wife levitating and moving across the bed. After 28 days of living in the house, the Lutzes had enough. Umalis sila sa bahay. Iniwan nila ang lahat ng kanilang mga gamit at nakitira sila sa kanilang kaibigan. At doon nga ay naisipan nilang kontakin ang mga Warrens. Si Ed at Lorraine ay sikat na mga psychic. On March 6th, they conducted a seance in the house along with other psychics. Lorraine, a clairvoyant, said she encountered a spirit during the seance. She described what she felt. Aniya, walang kapantay na pakiramdam ng pagka-down at horrible depression ang kanyang nararamdaman. Ipinagpatuloy nila ang pag-iimbestiga at dito nga nila nalaman ang totoong nangyari sa bahay na ito. Ayon sa mga psychic, ang bahay umano ay possessed ng demon. Isang karumal-dumal na krimen ang naganap sa bahay. Bago ang mga Lutzes, nakatira dito ang pamilyang DeFeo. Wednesday, November 13, 1974, there were several people staying in the house, 6 of whom were tucked up in their beds, cozy, warm, and safe. Over the next 15 minutes, a Marlin rifle would be shot 9 times. Rudy DeFeo Jr., or Butch as he was known, was the eldest among the children of Mr. and Mrs. DeFeo. That night, he walked into his parents' room, shot first his father, Rudy DeFeo Sr., 43-year-old, at sinunod niya ang kanyang ina na si Luis DeFeo, 42-year-old, firing both of them twice. Then he headed into the bedroom of his siblings. His brothers John, 9, and Mark, 10, and his youngest sister Allison, 13, were also shot dead by Butch. He headed to the top of the house, entered his sister's room, 18-year-old Dawn, and shot her. All the bodies were discovered lying upside down, but the post-mortem examination suggests that none of the bodies were moved after being shot. It was strange because it's as if the bodies were placed in the position perfectly. Also, another strange thing is, ang ginamit ni Rudy DeFeo Jr. sa pagpatay sa kanyang pamilya ay isang surprisingly loud rifle, ngunit wala ni isang gunshot ang narinig ang kanyang mga kapitbahay. Tila ganun din ang nangyari sa kanyang buong pamilya dahil lahat sila ay tila himbing at walang kamalay-malay sa mangyayari sa kanila. After doing the crime that morning, 6:30 that evening, Butch went outside. He went running into Henry's bar, just a block away from their house. At dun siya nagsisisigaw na pinagbababaril umano ang kanyang buong pamilya. He gathered a couple of people into their house at dun nga nila nakita ang karumal-dumal na nangyari sa kanyang buong pamilya. Di nagtagal, dumating ang mga pulis. Itinabi muna nila si Butch para sa investigasyon. He had different stories to tell the police. He said it was carried out by a hitman. He told them that an old acquaintance of his father, named Louis Fellini, threatened his father after a falling out some years earlier. He told the police na wala siya sa bahay from dinner the evening before his family were killed, because sawang-sawa na umano siya sa luto ng kanyang ina. Some of the details of his story is really not making sense. But after 12 hours of investigation, kusa na ngang nagsalita si Butch. He spoke about his hatred for his family. Umano, ang kanyang ama ay matagal na panahon na siyang inaabuso. He just hated his family so much, he even referred to his younger siblings as pigs. Noong gabi bago ang krimen, Butch sat in his basement watching the 1969 film The Castle Keep. He decided he just had enough. He went to his parents' bedroom and shot them both habang natutulog. It was his first strike of violence, at ayon sa kanya, he couldn't help himself. He stalked each room, executing each and every one of his family. Hindi na naman ito ikinagulat ng mga nakakakilala sa pamilya. Dahil umano ay matagal na panahon ng pinagbabantaan ni Butch ang kanyang mga magulang. He was even suggested to be checked by a psychologist before the crime happened. At during trial, sinubukan umano ni Butch na gamitin ang insanity plea at patuloy na bumuo ng iba't ibang bersyon ng storya. Isa umano rito ay narinig niya umano ang kanyang pamilya noong gabi na yon na pinagpaplanuhan siyang patayin, kaya inunahan niya ng mga ito. Sinabi niya rin na ang kanyang kapatid umano na si Don ang pumatay sa kanyang ama, at ang kanyang ina naman na si Luis ang pumatay sa kanyang kapatid na si Don. He claimed that he drugged his family, which would explain why they were found in their beds in such a strange position. Going back to the Warrens, Ed and Lorraine claimed that they had the creepiest feeling entering the house. Nakita nila na ang mga gamit ni George at Catherine ay nandun pa lahat. And they found out that some of the furnitures are from the DeFeos. Ang sabi nila, para silang pumasok sa isang ghost ship. Ayon kay Ed, hindi siya clairvoyant gaya ni Lorraine. Ngunit nang pumasok siya sa bahay na ito, ay nag-iba ang kanyang pakiramdam. Naghiwalay sa pag-iikot ang mag-asawa. Ed went to the basement and Lorraine upstairs to the bedrooms. Ayon naman sa mag-asawa ay pareho sila ng naramdaman. They were hit by a sensation of a powerful running water falling over them. Habang ang clairvoyant na si Lorraine ay nakita sa kanyang isip ang imahe ng mga katawan na nakaline up sa swimming room. Umano, ito ang mga katawan ng mga DeFeos bago sila kunin ng mga pulis. Nagpakita rin ng mga warrants ng iba't ibang mga litrato. One of them appears to show a number of religious statues in the back garden. It belonged to DeFeo Sr., who came from St. Joseph's Shrine in Montreal 6 months before his death. He came back with his statues and an exorcist priest. He simply told the priest that he has a devil on his back. Hindi lang ang mga warrants ang nandun para sa investigasyon. Meron pang ibang mga paranormal experts which claimed that when they were brought to the house, they have experiences ranging from feelings of intense terror and palpitations. They even had vision of an Indian chief. The group conducted a seance, from which Lorraine Warren proclaimed that there is an evil in the house from the bowels of the earth. Aniya, narito na ito bago pa mangyari ang krimen dito. Ikaw, sa tingin mo, totoo nga kaya ang evil ng Amityville House ang nagtulak kay Rudy DeFeo Jr. upang patayin ang kanyang buong pamilya?